Hello, Ben.
Hey Carlos, what's up, man? How you doing?
Awesome. What about you? How's your day going?
So far so good. It's like a crazy wind storm here, so the power keeps cutting out. It's cut out like three times this morning, but other than that, pretty good.
Where are you based in the US? From which state are you from?
No, dude, I'm Canadian.
Ah, Canadian. Yeah, in Canada, you have very harsh weather over there.
Yeah, man. What about you? Where are you based out of?
I'm from the south of Spain, so I have a very
Ah,
different climate compared to to
okay.
Canada.
Well, that's awesome, man. Are you? I don't think we spoke before. Are you a closer? Are you a business owner? Like, what do you do?
Well, it's kind of funny my story because I've been in the fitness field for 10 years till 2021. Then I transitioned as a high ticket closer for almost 5 years in the Spanish speaking market. I recently started in the English speaking market and I'm considering starting doing something different with fitness. Kind of, I want to create something like a high performance coach or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's my current situation. Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't spoke before. I just saw you in Instagram. In fact, I saw you in one of Josh Lyons role plays in YouTube. Yeah, so
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
so I've been following you, so to speak.
That's awesome. Cool, man.
Yeah,
So you're trying to go from closing for other people to doing your own offer? Is that right?
exactly, exactly. In the meantime, I would like to close for the English speaking market. Uh, a big challenge for me because I'm not native, and as you can see, I have kind of thick accent. But nothing is
Mm.
impossible. I've seen many um, natives get quite successful in the English-speaking market, and I would like to close for one English-speaking project that I resonate with. But those previous months, I realized that I cannot neglect my essence. In fact, those last 6 months, the main offer I've been closing for almost 4 years about Amazon APA completely plummeted, the lead flow, everything. And after that, the projects I've been working with, I didn't like them. And I was even
You s-
reconsidering my.
you like switched offers after the lead flow
Yeah,
plummeted?
I was switching offers, and I tried almost 7 different offers in the last 6 months, and it has been like a complete casino. All of them in the Spanish speaking market. All of them. Yeah. So, and I
Oh,
realized that
mm.
if I don't like the project, I don't like being a closer for others. That's one thing I realized. If
Yeah.
I'm aligned with the project, with the income, with the owner, everything is perfect. In fact, I've been in that state for 3 years, earning a minimum of 10,000 euros per month in commissions for 2 years and a half straight, something that is not common in the Spanish speaking market. So I've lived the ups and downs, all the sides of both sides of the coin during
Yeah.
this period of time.
Yeah. So right now he says, did you say it's like a casino?
Yeah, the high ticket casino. I've learned
Ah,
that term from Thak Bron. I don't know if you know him.
that cool?
He's a recruiter. A recruiter. He's very strong
Like on Facebook?
on Facebook and Instagram, and it's
Ah,
very
yeah.
funny because
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because he's like he sees both sides of the coin, the business owner side, the closer side, and yeah, it's very funny to
Yeah.
following him.
What makes you want to go from, I guess, first of all, Spanish to English?
Um, Many things. First of all, it's a challenge for me, and
Yeah.
I consider myself a high performer as part of my identity, and I like challenges. I think this life is like
Okay.
a game. I like to play challenging challenges game. And also, I think it's very, it will be very useful for me. Improve my English, my accent. I know it's not impossible. I've seen people with much worse English level reach very fluent level. Like for example, the partner of Alex Hormozzi, he was Indian.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've seen many streams of. So that's the main reason. And yeah,
Okay.
growth, personal growth. Yeah.
So are you on an offer right now or
At this moment, I'm on an English offer, part time, mostly to practice, to improve my English. It's not ideal for me. I don't see myself in the long term in that offer, but it's a good starting point. Yeah, I
yeah.
started taking calls in English, so also it has been like a challenge for me to demonstrate that I can conduct sales calls in English. For me,
Hmm.
has been a very important step. Yeah, but, and in the Spanish speaking market, I have options, but I don't like the offers that are outside in the market. So I'm open. I am the thing is that one thing I realize is that if I'm not in a normal offer, I feel I'm wasting my time because I
What do
I
you mean
don't
by
see.
what do you mean by normal?
I mean, for example, a normal offer is that I mean, I've seen many kind of offers. For example, offers that have like a normal presence on YouTube. I mean,
Oh.
the problem is that I've seen offers that they have a cold traffic BSL,
Hmm.
and
So you mean
the thing
someone with
I've
a
noticed
brand, like they need to have a
exactly
brand.
like a normal brand, a normal delivery of the product, and so on, a normal reputation. I know the perfect project doesn't exist. There will be always something, the pros and cons, and so on. The thing I've noticed with those projects that have a cold traffic BSL is that they have a huge no-show rate because
Yeah, yeah.
the people they see the ad and they don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And And it happened to me last week. I was with a project that, and I felt that I was wasting my time. So I conclude I don't want to continue. If I prefer to start building my own offer
Yeah.
because in the past I've been quite successful in fitness back in till 2021. So I
Are you
think
are you
the
doing that
universe.
right now or are you like
No, I stopped in back in 2021.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
I mean like are you putting any I guess actions into creating your own offer right now?
I'm starting, for example, in fact, I started 2 days ago giving the shape, and I want to post today one. I want to create today one post to start kind of doing lean startup. I mean, I want to interview people to
Mm.
see what they may be interested about, what they need, and then I mean that first call is not. It won't be a sales call just to gather information, and then to those people that I think it could be beneficial for them, then I'll make them a sales call and a proposal. Yeah, and it will be a way to validate my offer. Yeah,
Okay. So you're just gonna reach out to people and see if they want to chat about their fitness
yeah,
or high performance stuff.
exactly.
Sounds like a good idea. Cool, man. So you're on a
Yeah,
part-time offer right now. It's cold traffic, so that it's kind of shit. Lots of no-shows. You were on a good offer, but then the leads plummeted after 4 years. It just tanked.
yeah.
So you had to,
It totally plummeted after 4 years because I mean during this time it happened many difficult situation and those situations, I mean, in fact, in 2025, at the beginning, I had kind of health issues. I mean, I got the nervous system was fucked up because I suffered chronic stress for almost 2 years because my father passed away. I have to manage a agricultural business with employees and many aspects. And then my daughter, I mean, was born in the beginning of 2024. So imagine being a high ticket closer and suddenly managing all these situations with the families, with the energies of the family and so on.
Yeah.
And I've suffered myself the difficulties that one business owner can live with so many stress inputs. And I think I can provide a huge value to those business owners, self-employees, because at the end, if you don't have health, you have nothing. And if you are a high ticket closer, it's a energy transfer game. So if you are not good on the inside, there is nothing to do. So I've suffered that, and those that thing happened. The main offer I've been with started to plummet little by little, little by little, and yeah, that offer still exists. In fact, we were almost 20 closers, and little by little, there are just three in the project, and they didn't want to continue with me because they prefer to have full-time people that could allocate all the time instead of someone part-time as me, um,
Okay.
because of that situation that I have. So yeah, it is what it is.
So all your time is going to, or a lot of your time is going to, I guess when your dad passed away, he had a business that you had to take over, and your daughter.
Yeah, exactly. At that before that, it was July 2023. Before that, I was full time as a closer, and after that, I was part time weekdays, and some weekends I could be. I could also take calls on the weekends. The thing is that after that situation, I got into a, a chronic stress trap. Now I'm okay, and I'm recovered from all that. My situation is much different. I have much more time. In fact, I feel grounded.
Hmm.
Yeah, and my goal is now to land a better English offer, part time, full time, that it doesn't matter, and also create my own offer. Yeah, because the thing with my own offer is like planting a tree. I mean, you have to take care of it a
Mm.
little bit every day. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
that's the thing, and also I will take care of myself much more because at the end, um, I think one thing I realized is that it's important to have a life outside sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, funny story. One thing I've noticed that I got worse in sales, the time where I got more obsessed with scripts, tactics, everything, my performance started to decrease, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. So, you got a lot going on. How has the money situation been since you've been up and down with the offers? Are you making money from your dad's business at all, or are you making money closing?
Well, yeah, I'm making with my that business. I'm making money from it. I mean, it's not just myself. It's also with my family. It's like a partnership. So it's all from everyone. And as a high ticket closer, I'm doing launches from time to time. Do you know what I mean? Launches like
Like a
three,
launch?
4 days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
launches. In fact, last month, February, I did three launches and I saved the month, kind of. Yeah, my cost of living is very cheap where I live.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
but one thing I've realized is that I don't like to be in a project that I don't like, just for the sake of taking calls and everything. I feel
Yeah.
I'm wasting my life. It's not sustainable anymore doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
definitely. Huh. So I guess between closing for an English offer and starting your own, which one is like the higher priority for you?
I will say, mm, both of them are important. I mean, I think it's very important have a laser focus.
Yeah.
I am I'm aware of it, and I can take maximum two projects. I mean,
Mm.
English speaking offer and my own offer, and that's it, nothing else. Yeah, I think I can manage that, and they can retroalimentate. I mean, they can intersect.
Mm. It's tough. It's tough doing both at the same time.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, why do you think so, Ben?
Because I've done it before. It's like
And
usually,
what did you encounter? I mean, which hard truth did you got from it? Did you learn from it?
yeah, unless you're like very strict with your schedule and you're fall like like with the business, you have to be doing stuff. Yeah, you have to, like you said, it's like you're planting a tree and watering it, nurturing it, and taking constant action on it. And the same with the business, with the sales. Like mm, it's depending on your schedule. I guess if you can stay part time, what's that like? Maybe 3 calls a day, 2 calls a day, something like that. Maybe four.
Well, part time for me is like 4 or 5 hours per day. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. So it's not that it's impossible because it's definitely possible, but it's like, um, you know, number one, it's scheduling your time,
Mhm.
and like closing's pretty easy. You just show up and close deals, and you do your thing. But for the
Mhm.
business, you know, have you ever launched like your own coaching offer before?
Yeah, I did it. Back in 2015, 2016. Um, I launched it. In fact, I have a very good time back then. Yeah. So yeah, I did it in the past,
Okay. So like 10 years ago.
almost 10 years ago. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And how did it go?
Well, back then it went pretty good for my standards back then. Mm, yeah, it went pretty good. And after pandemic, just prior to pandemic, everything went down for especially because I this I got disconnected with myself. I mean,
You go
the
what?
decline started disconnected. I mean,
Connected.
the decline started when fear in the I mean in the you will understand it. I mean, those books are from Hopkins. Can you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm many into that wisdom. I got into fear, and when you are in that state of consciousness, everything, the, the root from fear, all the actions are detrimental for yourself. And that's what happened back then in
Mm.
2019. And then everything started going worse. And then the pandemic was like the boom, like the nail in the coffin, so to speak. Yeah. And then high ticket closing appeared in my life back then in 2021. And for me, it was perfect because I came from a economic scarcity situation. And then the first month, I earned 9,000 euros. Imagine the first month as a ticket closer, earning that amount of money in the Spanish speaking market. That's not normal for sure. The second month,
Yeah.
14,000 euros. So that went into a dopamine rush. I didn't stop taking calls um, in all these years, but I cannot neglect that there is something inside about my essence. Uh, in fact, this idea about creating my own offer is not something new. It started in this summer, 2025, in July. I I started creating it, the shape of it.
Interesting. So, what was going on in 2025 that got you started it back then?
Well, because I mean, during this time when things go very well, it's
Mhm.
easy to accommodate yourself in the comfort zone when I was in that offer for 4 years.
Yeah.
And in 2025, the lead flow started to plummet, uh, and you have much more time to think.
Yeah.
So then I realized, well, I have much more time to think. Mm, I don't like the other offers that are outside. Do I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life? Do I feel fulfilled? And there was something inside myself. Yeah, in fact, I started some kind of many kind of therapies to know myself better because during all these years I didn't have time to stop and reflect.
Mhm.
Because I think sometimes you have just to stop and look inside you, not just being in the outside world. So, yeah, and now I cannot ignore it anymore. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. So now that you have more time to think and process now, and you had this thought back in 2025, something where you're like, okay, leads flows down. There's part of you that wasn't fulfilled doing closing anymore. You wanted to go back to it. And then what happened? Did you just stop again and go back into closing?
Say again, please.
Yeah, well, like I'm curious, like you said you had the idea for the offer back in 2025.
Yes.
You started doing something, but then you just went back into full-time closing and put it on the back
Yes.
burner.
Then after that, yeah, the thing is that if I want, I can start new offers. That's not a problem for sure. Um, the thing is that it's very easy to get distracted. I mean,
Mm,
mm, sometimes it's easier to not think about it, just how do you say, sedate myself with daily responsibilities and so on.
yeah,
But at the end, it's like, I mean, you can get distracted. I mean, it's not wrong about it. There are many people that they hate their lives and they sedate themselves in the weekend, drinking, smoking, traveling, buying a motorbike. But at the end, that thing
nothing
will come
changes.
up
Yeah,
sooner or later. Yeah, that's why there are like the 40s and the 50s crisis. Guys
yeah,
that have everything perfect on paper, and then yeah. So you understand what I mean, Ben? Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I could get distracted. Yeah, and yeah, but I don't want to do it. I think life is too short. Life can change in any moment. So I think life is too short to do something that you don't like. You are not aligned. And yeah, I'm trying to be grateful for everything, for having food, shelter, light, internet connection, everything. But at the same time, I mean, I think if one man doesn't know himself and and don't put and you don't put your best talents to the world, you are being
Mm,
selfish because you could give uh, huge things to the humanity. I've lived that when I was in that flow in the fitness back then in 2016. I was in a in the courage state. I was in love. I was in that state that David Hopkins says, in kind of enlightenment, kind of in courage,
Yeah.
and it was awesome because I was helping many people. I was helping
Yeah.
many people. My life situation was much different back then. I was living in Madrid,
How did you go
and
from courage into fear, or courage and love into fear?
yeah, the thing I realized is that sometimes uh, I realized that there are like anchors, like traumas, things that are not, maybe they are not healed, and
Okay.
then they can appear.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think that happened. That happened. The fear started to arise, and then I started operating from fear. Yeah, and then everything I started creating from fear, and then
Mm.
everything got worse. My actions, my relationships. Yeah, it wasn't white or black. I mean, many good things happened also at that time, but if you put things in a balance,
Mm.
my life went on a
Yeah, you're
downward spiral. Yeah,
yeah. So something happened, some anchor or trauma, and then you chose to start operating from a place of fear versus courage, which led into a massive kick in the ass from the universe, you know,
yeah,
out of what you were doing, which you really enjoyed. You had a lot of fulfillment helping people and, you know, into closing, which was not a bad thing from the sound of it, but it sounds like, you know, closing to you, my impression of you is like closing is like a means to an end. Like it's something that you can do that you're good at to get by. And yeah, you're helping people. So there's a lot of that. You can still work remotely. So you're not working like a shitty job, but it feels like to me, like the thing that really
yeah.
lights your
Um,
essence up is
yeah, the thing is that
having,
during this months, I've been doing many kind of inner work. One was the line of the life, where you try to be as objective as possible with your life situations. Since I
uh,
mean, for the years in the past, and during all these years, before I started as a high ticket closer, I've always doing. I've been passionate about personal development. You can see there is one.
yeah,
You can see all these
I
books.
can
There are
tell.
many here, and I mean, I was prepared for being a high ticket closer because I was selling my fitness programs back then, so it was a skill set that was kind of natural to me, and I like it. I enjoy it. It was like I was earning um, an amount of money that I couldn't imagine, like crazy compared to what I was earning back then. But at the end, things in the last years started to get dull. I mean, when you don't feel aligned with the project, when things economically start getting worse, then then you start questioning things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could be a high ticket closer for a project that I like, that I feel aligned. I've seen some of them outside that I was thinking, oh, for me it would be perfect, close for that project, no?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but I don't have the level yet to start closing for that project because I've seen who are the closers, who are there, and I'm not there yet. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, it's first of all I have to improve my English a little bit more to to get into that cycle. Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
Hmm. Why do you think you're, in the situation that you're in right now? You had to, you know, what do you feel like you're missing or that you maybe you haven't done yet?
I mean, could you define which is the situation that I am now? I mean,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, yeah.
your
So the
perception?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So obviously, like I could tell from talking to you that you're a passionate dude, you're full of energy, you've done the work, I imagine that you're really good at sales, especially in Spain where people, I don't know what the Spanish speaking market's like as far as skill wise, but it sounds like you've got all the skills that you need to go and do whatever, whether it's selling for an English offer or doing your own offer. Um, right now you're kind of in this almost like a limbo in the sense of like, oh, I want to do this, or I want to do that. Like you're telling me all this stuff about how, in the past you were doing that and then you went into fear and then, you've like just like a whole bunch of stuff happened. You went through some major life experiences, like life changes, like your dad passing away. Same thing happened to me. You had a daughter. Um, like a lot of stuff changed and you're you know right now you're like, okay, you've got this part of you that's, it sounds like you know what you want, you know um and maybe I didn't ask about this. Like maybe you're already going for the English offers and you're going for these really great offers, but it sounds like there's also a part of you that's telling yourself that, oh, you're not at that level yet to sell for the offers that you really want to go on, because of X, Y, or Z, because of my English or because of my skill set or whatever. And then you know, you also have this idea of having your own coaching business again, but then it's like, you know, maybe you're already doing that, but hmm, like to me the biggest thing is like, well, like in one way or another, it seems like you just have not committed to one path, like option A or option B.
Yeah. Yeah. I've I've noticed that. One thing I've realized, Ben, that is very dangerous for us as humans is to bot our own limiting beliefs. I mean, the narratives that we tell ourselves is like
Yeah.
the truth for us. And one thing I've been observing about that is we have to be very aware of it because it can be very dangerous or very powerful. But also, I think it's important to be realistic without buying those limiting beliefs. And one thing I observe, I mean, I'm I'm very prominent about knowing yourself, which are your strong points and your weak points. And I mean, a dolphin has like innate talent. So the dolphin can train itself to climb trees, but it will never. I mean, the monkey, it will be like a flow for the monkey. Yeah. So I know I have like a talent for perception, for that part about untaping the unlimited human potential that we have through like fitness, personal development. But also, I realized in fact, I started applying like hardcore to the English speaker market, and I realized many things. One of them, they prefer to have someone that has very good English level. For many projects, someone that is Canada or US based, and they prefer someone who is in the inner cycle. I mean, why would they hire someone from Spain that doesn't have
Mm.
a good English level compared to? I mean, I also want to put myself in a position where I'm not uh, wasting my talents, my energy, because maybe, yeah, I can give 100% to the English speaking market, taking classes every day to improve my English. Yeah, but
Mm.
I will maybe put on a position that I will have difficulties
Mm.
doing something. Right? Do you understand? Do you know what I mean? And one thing I realized is that I don't want, and I cannot be closing for something that I don't like. I feel miserable. It's not sustainable. I don't want to do it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I realized during these months, both for uh, inner work and also the mirror that life makes to you. Because I've been realizing that during this month, since December, when I started applying like hardcore, fill application form, recording the loom, blah blah blah, for the
Yeah.
projects, and yeah, that's the well. I mean, I don't want to give up. I will have a second daughter that will be born in September. So I'll be father of two. So I have time for till September to give 100% to everything, to whatever I want to do.
Ah, okay. Another daughter on the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because earlier you said now that might misquote you, but you're like, now I can't hide from what you were thinking back. It sounded like back in last summer when you were trying to, there's something that you distract yourself, but it's like, well, now I can't distract myself. Is that because of your daughter coming, your second daughter coming now?
Say again, please. I didn't
Well, yeah, you,
understand
you
well
kind of
the
said that,
last phrase.
like, well, yeah. So you said earlier that back in last summer, you had the idea
Yeah.
to do your own coaching thing again, and then you got distracted, you kind of sedated yourself. But now, it's like you also mentioned earlier that you can't really hide from, I guess, whatever was driving you to do your own thing back then.
Yeah.
Is that because of your daughter, or is there something else?
No, in fact, I mean, I knew that 12 weeks ago when I knew that I was going to be father of a second daughter in yeah, so it's not something new. In fact, that situation about knowing that I'll be father again, yeah, at the beginning it make me like stressful, but yeah, but that's not the thing, no? I mean, the thing is that um, I want to put myself in a situation where I give my best. Yeah, and one thing I realized during these previous months when I was applying to the English speaker market is like, is it worth? I mean, I mean,
Mm,
yeah, because and then I realized, what if I create my own offer, closing for me? Um I mean, all the risk will be for me, but it's where part of my talents I can put them. Also, that's that's a skill set that I can transfer to high ticket closer. Yeah,
mm,
and in the meantime, I'll keep improving my English because I want to have clients worldwide. Um, I had them back then, clients from outside Spain.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think I can apply both both situation, both I mean both scenarios.
yeah, yeah, man. So the things that I'm kind of seeing, it's like you've you mentioned a few times that mm, connecting all these dots. I mean, number one, you feel like you don't want to waste your time, your talents, your life doing something that you're not completely giving your best to. You're not challenging yourself. You're not growing. You want to be doing something that you're passionate about, something that you like doing, right?
Yeah,
You feel like sounds like doing your own offer check all those boxes.
yeah. I know it may be difficult. Whatever thing you do, it will have the hard side of the coin. Um, yeah, but at the same time, I have to look for the long-term option. I mean, not just look into that survival mode as a high ticket closer. I mean, each month the counter is at zero, and
Right.
then being in the survival mode of this close rate, whatever, blah blah blah, and then if the
Yeah, yeah,
project uh, goes shit, sorry for the word, but I mean there are
yeah.
aspects that doesn't depend on
Yeah,
me.
it's out of your
If the deal
control. A
flow,
lot of it's out of your control.
yeah, there are things that are outside my control. So at the end, then I realize which heart do I choose?
Mm,
High ticket closer or my own offer? Both scenarios will have positive and negative sides. So the one that resonates
yeah.
more with you. In fact, I've been kind of trying to put in practice the teachings from Hopkins, like the muscular test,
Yeah.
which gives you expansion and what gives you expansion and what gives you
Contraction.
contraction.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I was thinking about high ticket closing, I mean, being a high ticket closer for whatever English or Spanish offer, if I don't like what I sell and if it doesn't resonate with me, I feel like contraction and anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's like one thing I learned during my life is that you have to follow your intuition. And what is your intuition? One thing I've learned is just my experience. Follow what gives you fear, but at the same time makes you alive.
Yeah.
And is the path about following my path. But
Mm,
at the same time, um, I can close as a high ticket closer for a project that I like. I mean, I feel that expansion. But if I don't like their product, the
mm.
I mean, it's like
Okay.
I can. In
Yeah, yeah.
fact, I've noticed myself. I know there are closers that can close whatever thing.
Right.
I cannot. For example, if I like the project, I perform like 100%. If I don't like the project, then there is something inside that oof, it doesn't go well for anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the decision that you're trying to make is like, okay, because you're kind of telling yourself, well, they're both good, you know? Well, but it sounds like high ticket closing at this point is your comfort zone. It's like that's the comfortable choice, right? You just have to find the right offer, which is given enough time and effort, you could probably do that. But then the other choice is like which one would give you the most growth, right? It's are you
Yeah.
going to pick the comfort choice or the growth choice? And I have let's say that this coin, some Mexican peso that I brought back from Cabo. Let's say heads is you start your own offer. Tails is you go and stay as a closer, but you find a good offer. If I were to flip this right now, and you have to pick whatever one it lands on, you have to go with that one. Oh. What side are you hoping that it lands on?
Well, my own offer
Ah,
and feeling fulfilled
there we
about it.
go.
And
There we go. There we go. It landed on heads anyway. So, um, the other thing, dude, is if you're going to make it work, are you going to make it work if you're 50-50? If you're 50% committed to making your own offer?
well, I mean, I have to give 100%. Um,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, I took like um, an action. For example, tomorrow I'll go to an event to Andorra. You know Andorra, the country, the small country between Spain and France. So
Okay.
I'll go to an event there. Andorra is like it's like Dubai, but for Europe. There are many millionaires, entrepreneurs, business owners because they pay like almost zero taxes there,
Okay.
10%.
Interesting.
And I'll go to, and it's for me it's very important the environment, and this is one environment that there are many people that are in that vibe, good
Yeah.
people, business owners, people who want to put each other, and so on. And I'll go to a 3 days event.
Yeah. What could you do today, right now, like right after we get off this call? What are some things if I said, hey, Carlos, I got a bag of cash here, 100 grand with your name on it, but you have to go out and find 20 people in the next hour that you could have a conversation with that could potentially lead to them working with you. What would you do to make that happen?
I mean, which action will I take that helps me
Exactly.
move forward?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so just create the post that I wanted to create yesterday. That I didn't do it because X and Y, because I had distractions with my daughter, a sales call that I have. So
Do you know why you have all these distractions?
why?
You want
Maybe
you
it's
want to take
fear
a
of
guess?
failure or something
Fear?
unconscious, fear of failure, or like a self
No, dude.
sabotage.
No, dude. I mean, you just haven't committed to doing it. If you're committed, like I am 100% going to start my own offer, what does fear have to do with it? Someone who's committed, they're just going to go do the actions that they, regardless of how they feel, regardless of distraction. It's like there needs to be things that you're doing every single day, every hour. You're looking at your time. Well, am I doing something that's moving me closer to growing this offer and getting clients? Yes or no? No. Okay. What could I be doing instead right now that would it's the right necessary action, and
Yeah, yeah, true,
everything
true.
else is just
In fact,
excuses. You could tell yourself you're afraid and all this stuff, but it's just an excuse, isn't it?
yeah, in fact, I have to admit that has been like a Achilles tail. Is the same in English, like
His heel,
talon de Achilles. You understand what I mean?
Achilles heel, we
Achilles,
say, but yeah, yeah.
Achilles heel. Um, Most of my life, I mean, it's like kind of insecurity. I mean, there were times where I was encouraged, like in that state, and I wasn't thinking things that much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
taking action is the only way to cure that. I mean, not being
Yeah, yeah.
as much time in the head. I mean,
Yeah, there's you can take action if you're insecure, or you can take action if you're
yeah,
confident.
I mean, it will. I think
The
it
only
will
thing
never
that's
go away.
the only thing that's not going to help is if you don't take the action.
Yeah,
You know, who,
exactly.
who cares how you feel? We all it's all that stuff in the past, all these excuses and reasons. The more that you choose to buy into them and listen to them, it's like, well, you're just going to drain your mental energy that you could be putting into taking action,
True. Yeah.
right? You can go make a post, you can message 10 people, you can go write an ad, you could launch an ad, you can go in a Facebook group or two and tell us, I don't know, make some type of transformational post. You could DM people, be on their podcasts. You could invite people to, have a conversation with you that say, hey, this is what I do. I help high performing people do X, Y, and Z. Do you have any of these issues? Oh, I do. Oh, do you want to talk about it? I used to coach people. I would love to see if I could, offer you any value. Oh, yeah, cool.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way, do you want some help with this? Yeah, I think I do. What would you charge people for your coaching?
What will I charge? You mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't figured out yet because I want to first of all make the study, like the first call, like just to listen people, no sales call, and then I have to think about it.
Well,
Yeah.
like, what do you want to charge? What would you like to make per client?
Well, for me, the ideal it will be like 1,000 euros per month per client. I want to focus in kind of high end entrepreneurs. Yeah, that would be my
Okay.
ideal. Yeah,
1,000 euros per month. And how long would you plan on working with each client? 3 months, 6 months, a year, 4 months, 5 months?
at least a commitment of 3 months, the minimum
Okay, so you want to
would
make
be the
3K
ideal.
per 3,000 euros per client.
Yes.
Good start.
Mhm.
Definitely a good start. It's, at that price point, you really wouldn't need to, you know, well, I mean, I guess it would still have its challenges, but it's a good start. Is there any part, is there any part of you that's like, I don't know, fighting this idea of you going and doing this and, actually committing and actually going for it?
Um, Nothing yet. I mean, the mind, you know that if you listen to your mind, there can appear many excuses. So I'll try not to listen to them. The typical,
Yeah.
oh, what if it doesn't go wrong? It doesn't. What if it doesn't go well, and you have to come back to doing X, Y, and Z? When Z, what if people mm, don't want to pay that? All these kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know there are people that will pay that, you know.
Mm.
Why wouldn't they? It's just about,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I don't want to buy into any kind of limiting beliefs. Yeah, because yeah, for sure, that's one part that I want to ignore. Yeah.
Yeah, man. How do you feel?
Um, Good. With more clarity, I think. Yeah.
You think?
Yes, I think I feel that. I feel so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, to me, like as you're talking, I got like a page full of notes, full of stuff, but I'm like, why would somebody that has all these skills, and I resonate a lot with your story because we have very similar stories. Um, well, why would somebody with all everything you're telling me not be taking the action on this? And uh, I wrote right here, it's like, well, number one, he hasn't really chosen, hasn't really committed to something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having all these distractions and stress and all this stuff. You know, usually people are there's some story that they're telling themselves about why they can't do it or what happens if there's some type of fear there. There's some story they're buying into, which means they're not doing the things. Oh, there's something in my current situation that means I can't commit to that because like what if this or that? It's like, well, those are just that's just mental head trash, you know? And then really the only thing you would have to do to really cement this, if I were to just draw it out like a I'll just give you I'll give you an example for me. So I used to like every other Canadian, I used to drink a lot, right? And then one day I decided I'm never drinking again. I'm not a person who drinks anymore. So I had like an identity shift after one night I was out driving one of those electric scooters and I crashed and I hurt myself. And I was like, all right, all the pros of drinking, there's like, well, I guess it's fun, hang out with my friends, let off some steam. Like, what are all the negatives? Or in other words, what's at stake if I continue to do this? Well, my health. Well, I'm going to waste money. Well, I'm losing clarity in my sales calls. I'm losing money. All of the mistakes in my life tend to go back to drinking. I feel like I'm not living up to my purpose by being a lesser version of myself. What else? Like it's a massive waste of time that I could be doing to move closer to my goals. Like what else? It causes cancer, makes you fat, gives you brain fog. You're burning money on this stuff in other words, I stacked the reasons or what's at stake for me either not to do the thing or to do the thing. Right. So for you, it would be something similar of you just in your mind or writing down, well, dude, what's at stake for me to actually go ahead and, you know, this is starting my own offer or this is coming closer. Like, what are all the reasons why I want to do this one over this one? Or if it's not this or that, it's like, mm, let's just say this one's starting your own offer versus not doing it in general. It's like,
Hmm.
well, what are all the reasons why I want to do this? Like my fulfillment. I want to use my time. I want to help more people. I want to have more control over my life. I want to provide for my daughters. I want to, have a cool life. I want to do something I'm actually passionate about. I want to help, I want to learn more skills. I want to challenge myself. I want to grow as a person. Like it's like comes back to that really just stacking the reasons so that whenever you decide to get distracted, whenever you decide to try to lower a part of yourself, tries to get into fear, you're like, fuck that. I'm not listening to that.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very important part. I mean, I can even mm, draw something on paper that I take with myself most of the days. In fact, and make
Yeah.
many copies from it, because I think it's important those reminders, because you can get distracted by internal distractions,
Yeah.
internal triggers from external situation. Maybe I listen to one family member saying, "Oh, what are you doing? Like doing TikTok
Yeah. Yeah.
videos, like wasting your time."
Like, are they
I
in a
mean,
position that you want to be in? Yes or no? No. Okay. I'm not listening to them. It's
yeah,
pretty,
yeah. I have to be very aware of it. I mean,
yeah.
if I listen those kind of comments, so okay,
Yeah. It's
that
like,
person is
that's
in.
the other thing of like having a purpose. If you tie that into your purpose of what you want in life, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
anyone who's not already there with the life that you want, their opinion is like, you can, it doesn't get in, it's like, but also it's, the most effective people that I know, like Josh, who runs UCM, his mentor, underground mentor, he's a perfect example of one of these guys that, you know, the reason why he's such a high level operator in life and in business is because he, you know, I mean, he's not a guy that allows outside forces or internal forces to get him off path, right? Like
Mhm.
he's not a guy that takes a sales call and they didn't close and he he beats himself up for 3 hours. It's like, oh, why didn't they close? It's like, oh, well, I didn't get the result. Well, what do I need to change? Okay, cool. It's kind of like logical like that. It's just because he's so focused on what he wants, right? Like
Mhm.
that's just a trend with pro
Mhm.
athletes, high level business people. Um, it's just high performers. Something
Yeah.
that, like if you were to think about it, like installing those types of beliefs into your clients, it's more than just fitness, right? It's like you're talking about through the vehicle of fitness, maybe a mindset of them becoming the best version of themselves.
Mhm.
What would that do for their life for them to, you know, become
Yeah.
the leader of their own life versus just a little leaf in the wind, right? It's like that's a big deal. That's
Yeah.
that's
In
worth a
fact,
lot more than €1,000 a month.
yeah, absolutely. In fact, I kind of lived that back in 2015 when I was preparing to compete in fitness in men physique. I I did something extreme. I mean,
Yeah.
prepare during 3 months and not and nobody understand you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You have to say no
there
to
were
everything. You have to say
yeah,
no to
there were
everything.
many people criticizing you,
Yeah.
and I didn't give a fuck about it. I keep doing it, boom, 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 and that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I want to apply that for the internal part, because the problem
Yeah.
I realized with myself in the internal mastery, so to speak, is that because it's something subjective, and I cannot give you like a how to say, like a paper with all my life in a pen drive. is something subjective. Uh,
Right.
and sometimes you can get lost in the rabbit holes of the mind. And that's where I think myself and many people have difficulties with. If I with fitness, it was simple. You do A, B, C, you get X outcome.
Exactly.
But with internal thing, it's much more subjective.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so that has been an my main challenge for me and for many people. And yeah, I think you have to apply this kind of mental prompts that you have to anchor yourself every day. Oh, what if I have this trigger? Boom, this prompt. What if someone
Yeah.
tells you X, this prompt?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you have to be very present, very grounded, so that you don't get
Yeah. Yeah. I
affected
heard, I watched this
with
guy's
it.
video last night talking about confidence. And he was saying that, the part of you that's, let's say you have to go do a public speaking and you're terrified. Oh, I'm not confident. It's like the part of you that's scared is like, it's like imagine there's this little kid that's like talking to you. It's like, oh, but like what if people don't like you, or what if it doesn't work, or what if they're like mean to you or something like that? Like, well, like that's like you, but now you're an adult. Now it's like that voice, you're like, okay, hey, like I appreciate it because you're trying to keep me safe, which is what the ego's trying to do. But you're like, you know, thank you, but I'm not going to listen to you, essentially, you know. But
Yeah.
but yeah, dude. Anything else we want to talk about?
No, is there anything else that you want to know or you want to speak about?
No, no. I mean, well, for now, I think, dude, I think you know what to do, right? If you, by the way, if you say I don't know what to do, that's also a lack of not being committed. It's not a, I told myself that for a while. Oh well, I'm good at sales and coaching people, but marketing is like not my strong suit. And I had to speak to one of my old friends. Who, I met him in a mastermind back in 2019, 2018, and he's like, Ben, what do you mean you don't know marketing? Like he's like, you're one of like the smartest guys I know in marketing. What are you talking about? I was like, shit. Well, I guess I can't use that excuse. But anyway, man, there's a lot there. I think the next thing for you is like with bodybuilding or competing in fitness. Yes, you're right. It's very easy. You can really just hyper focus on the things that you need to be doing and cut out everything else. But the internal stuff, which you think is different, you know, the truth is the internal stuff is not that much different. It's just it's like at the end of the day, it's you're either doing the actions that you need to do to get to the result or you're not doing them. Or you're not doing them well. If you're not doing them well, you can get better. But if you're not doing them because of internal stuff, you can tell yourself whatever you want, any story you want or any reason, but you're just not doing the things that you need to be doing. Makes
Exactly.
sense? And so usually when we're
Yes.
not doing the things that we need to be doing, that we know in our heart that we need to be doing, there's a part of ourselves which starts stressing out, it starts getting us into fear, self-doubt. What about this? What about that? It's because we're in inaction. And when we're not in action, that's when all these thoughts come up and all these doubts and all this the ego and all this shit. It's like, well, dude, you just gotta like ignore really like everything and just schedule. Like I would just say schedule out your entire day and be like, all right, well, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm gonna go for a walk. As soon as I wake up, I'm gonna go for a walk with my daughter. And I'm gonna have breakfast. And then from 10 a.m. until 12 a.m. Or 12 p.m. I'm gonna create content. I'm gonna reach out to 10 people that could do business with me. And then I'm gonna hit up all my friends. And then I'm gonna say, hey, do you know anyone who has these things? I would love to chat with them. And then I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna launch an ad. And then I'm gonna create this content. And then I'm gonna reach out, like if you actually had this game plan every single day where you're doing so much action that, like Hormozy says, it would be unreasonable for you not to get the result. You would just
Yeah.
you would get the result and you have the skills to make it happen. Sales wise, everything else is learnable. You just have to go all in and just make it happen.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's one missing part that scheduling my day. and also uh, creating my ideal life. I mean, having a purpose that
Yes, a mission, something.
kind
You
of
you need coordinates of like what you're going for. Like, why the hell
the
do you want to do
action
this?
and the vision. Yeah, because one thing I think was missing, there's the action part of structure your day, even
Yeah.
though
Yeah,
unexpected
dude.
things happen that destroy the schedule,
Yeah, yeah.
but
You need
both
a
things are
reason why you're
important.
doing it for sure. Like something that you're going towards, which is going to push you like a burning desire. Something tangible, like in the next 3 months you want to move, or in the next 3 months you want like a new, I don't know, a watch, or you want to have a bigger house or a car or a new motorcycle, or like you want to take your family on a trip to wherever you guys go in Spain for trips. Like, I don't know, like who knows, Norway or some shit, who knows. But something where you're like, all right, this is like, it has to like excite you, like that's another thing
Yeah, absolutely. It has to,
to
yeah.
light you up,
So,
dude. That's what, like, light you up.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, what about you? What are you doing at this moment? Where do you want to focus at? What are you most passionate about with you?
Yeah. Yeah. So um, in many ways, in the same situation as you, or I've been closing for a while. I started off with my own business, um, around 2020. Like I've been had a coaching business before that. I had an agency before that. I was doing freelance copywriting, and then before that, I was in door to door sales, and then college. But I was on this like entrepreneurial journey. My dad died in January 2020, and it's like I feel like I maybe went through a lot of the same stuff because like I started checking out of the business, and um like a big reason why I was trying to grow the business, there's like a part of me that I want to like, I don't know, prove it to my dad or something like that. But that business obviously ended up splitting up, me and my old business partner, and then I got into sales for the previous mm, 4 years selling for people. Um, but there's also a part of me that was like, I want to get back into coaching and do my own thing, be my own boss, and have that, you know, do that again. And just like you, I've been, kind of flip flopping. Oh, should I do it? Should I not? I start getting some clients, and then I'm like, no, I want to get better at sales, so I'm going to keep closing. Um, because I haven't really decided. And so
Yeah,
at the current moment, you know, I'm in UCM, which my whole thing is I want to max out the skill set of sales, right? However, you know, moving forward, I'm definitely going to get into coaching again. It's more of a decision that, you know, it's just myself going all in, doing the same thing, flipping the coin. Um, but yeah, I mean, does that make sense?
yes, absolutely. Well, I think you can do both. In fact, I know guys who are high ticket closers that are in unicorn offers, so to speak, and at the same time they have their own coaching business. Yeah. So
Yeah. I'm
I
already
can send you.
coaching. I coach our clients in sales, and every now and then like people hit me up, but I'm I'm going to do these YouTubes as a way to kind of get more content out there, and you know probably in a month or so start running ads, and in the meantime just keep keep learning and getting better at sales. And
Yeah, awesome.
yeah,
That's also one thing that is one of my bucket list. Master sales skill. I want to master it as much as I can because I know it's a transferable skill to whatever I do. So I'm also
yeah,
in that process. I don't want to get lost into the nitty-gritty details because it's like fitness. With fitness, you can overcomplicate things as much as you want, but at the end, it's like the
yeah,
80-20 rule. Just focus on the frame fundamentals. yeah, that's very important aspect, that part too.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, I got a sales call coming up, so I got to hop. But
Okay, Ben.
it's good.
So
Good
thank you
chatting
very
with you.
much, and we're in touch. Let's continue speaking on over Instagram.
Sounds good, man. Let me know how it goes.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya. Adios, dude.